Good morning, everyone. Here we are in what some consider Celtic Advent, which began on the 16th, 15th of November. So yeah, we're already in those 40 days waiting for the birth of the Christ child. And as part of that, we're going on a special lectionary. And so the lectionary today is from the Gospel of John. This is the first chapter and the first 14 verses. So I'm going to read that out to you and then just have a little chat. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born not of blood, or of the will of the flesh, or of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us. And we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. Well, this year Advent feels very different for many of us, and maybe it feels just a little bit more of the same for others living in parts of the world where there has been continuous violent conflict or environmental disaster. This is just one more. I'm living in a context here in Europe where people are confused and they're scared, and they think Christmas is going to be cancelled. Christmas is not cancelled. I mean, take this one verse. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. Much like so many of the other holy religious festivals from so many of our brothers and sisters in other faiths, religious festivals will come, and they will go, and they will come again. I've been saying to myself and to family and to friends that whatever we do this Christmas, this will be the Christmas we all remember and that everyone will ask about. Much like previous generations asked their parents, "What did you do in the war, Dad? What did you do in the war, Mum? What did you do at Christmas?" We'll be asked, "What did you do in the pandemic? How did you celebrate Christmas? How did you get ready for it? How did you prepare for it when times were so difficult?" Now, where I'm living in the UK, the lockdown has been eased for a few days. 5 days. People will have a chance to be together with family where they've been prevented from before, prevented from traveling and prevented from households gathering together. And while that may be allowed for 5 days over Christmas, There are many of us who remember that this has not been allowed for people of other faiths and other traditions. They've had to stay at home and forego much of their plans and much of their family get-togethers, much of the big meals that they might have had together. And then there are those of us who are thinking, well, you know, that 5 days, people are going to be out traveling quite a lot. And while I miss my family, something awful, one lives near and one lives far, but we still are not going to come together. And we made that choice together because we'd much rather that we keep one another safe, that we not expose one another and others to the possibility of contracting COVID, of contracting the virus. We don't want to add to the problem, and we want to be able to spend many, many Christmases together in future. So we're not going to get together. We're going to stay at home, and we're going to communicate with one another, send one another presents. We will see each other. It will just be like this, virtually. And we're going to miss those hugs. But you know what? We love each other, and we just want to keep one another safe. And I think that's how we feel, not only about ourselves as a family, but about our wider community and really about the world. You see, the light does shine in the darkness. And the darkness will not overcome it. That light is the love we have for each other, and the love we have for other people and for the world. The darkness won't overcome that. It might be a little bit difficult for a while, but we can get through it because we know that we love one another, and we will see one another very, very soon. I hope, God willing, Christmas will come. The light shines in the darkness, and we will be ready to welcome it. I'd like to read for you a prayer. This is from a book. Let's see. It's called Candles and Conifers. It's a resource for All Saints and Advent, and it's published by the Wild Goose Publications in Iona, not far from where I live. This is a prayer for Advent in our waiting, and it's written by Katrina Crosby. God, we come to you in our waiting. We wait with our fears, our anxieties and frustrations, our pains and regrets, our shame and confusion. God, help us to wait in peace. We wait with impatience. We rush around preparing for the festivities, not leaving space to prepare our hearts. God, help us to wait in faith. We wait in excitement. We're ready to celebrate. We know the story with its humbleness, simplicity, and wonder. God, help us to nurture our joy. We wait in thanksgiving, remembering our friends in the United States who are celebrating Thanksgiving today. We wait in thanksgiving. We are free and able to celebrate, unlike many others. We have others around us to share in the journey, even if it's virtually. We are able to wonder in the marvel of your gift. God, help us to receive your love. Amen. Remembering that first Christmas was a Christmas of simplicity, and that Mary and Joseph spent that Advent travelling patiently to the city of David. So one more prayer, a traditional prayer of a Breton fisherman. Dear God, be good to me. The sea is so large and my boat is so small. Amen. God bless you all, my friends. And maybe one day we will see each other in real life. Until then, we share this amazing space together. God bless you.